Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Going to wait a little bit, see how many people we can get to join us tonight for our kickoff for our no spin challenge. Let's get everything prepared here. See if we can get some people to join us tonight. I am excited for all the people that have joined the challenge. Tonight is our first live for our 1 week no spin challenge. Let's see here. All right. Right, so I'll go ahead on and get started. And this will be available for anyone that wants to join in later on. So if you do join in later on, just put hashtag replay in the chat when you respond to this post. So for those of you that joined the No Spin Challenge, you should have received an email from me earlier today with all the tools that you'll need to get this week kicked off for you. And so for today, our focus for today, getting started with kicking off with this challenge, is just to set our goal for this week, and then to also to as goals, but also to create a budget for ourselves for this week. So if you've been following me for any amount of time, of course, we set out and did a budget for earlier in the month. We do that at the beginning of every month. Ideally, it would be at the end of the previous month for the next month. But for this week in particular, with our no spin challenge, what the goal was for this week, and the two handouts that you got in your email today was a budget sheet. There's one for the month, but then there's also one that is in particular for this no spin challenge for the week. And so that's for you to take that sheet and to write out what you're spending your money on this week, because that's what we're looking at. We're looking at making sure that what we are spending our money on this week, it is indeed essential, because the whole goal of this challenge for this week is for us to stick to only things that are essential, and then hopefully at the end of this week, then we will have a surplus of funds, and we can apply it to whatever the goal is that we're setting for this week. Okay. So what I again, the other sheet that you were given in your email was the goal sheet, and so that goal sheet, it asks for you to come up with what is your objective, what is your goal for the week, but also a couple other things that I wanted you to take a look at when you're writing out those goals. And so, what are some obstacles that you may encounter with, in this reaching that goal over this next week? I know one of the things that was really funny to me is talking to my sister, who's taking on this challenge with us this week. Of course, when you say there's something that you're not going to do or something that you're not going to eat, then of course everything that you're not supposed to have is going to come up. And so last night at the very last minute, like 11:57, 11:58 at night, she's pushing a button on buying some online before she get that last buy-in before the no spin challenge kicked off on today. So I want to encourage you just to take this time to take this seriously, because this again is a jump start to you learning how to actually follow a budget, okay, and to stick to a goal that you set for yourself, and to also to make you realize that there are some things that you may be purchasing now that aren't actually essential for you. And you'll find that by the end of this week, when you haven't used any of those things, you haven't purchased any of those things, you didn't lose anything behind it. You've actually, hopefully, that you'll see that you've actually gained something from that by the end of this week. Hello and welcome. So, as I said earlier today, just want to make sure that you're getting the email. If you actually signed up for the challenge, you got the email that had some handouts for you. You were given the monthly budget sheet, and you were also given the weekly budget sheet for you to keep up with your expenses and stuff that you spent on this week for the challenge. And then also you were given that goal sheet. Okay, so I want you to make sure that you use those items. And if you're on here with me, you see this and you haven't enrolled for the challenge, it's not too late. We are here all week. So go ahead and go into your email, or look here on the page, and go ahead on and join us in this challenge, because this challenge is again is something that's going to jumpstart your savings. Maybe you want to use it to put towards some debt. But at the end of the day, I believe that it will enhance your finances for the better. Okay. All right. The other thing, like I said, in there is that goal sheet. So I want you to absolutely take some time today, the rest of this evening, to go over that goal sheet and think about some of the things that may hinder you from reaching this goal. That will What can you do to overcome those obstacles? Okay. All right. Let's see, 40. All right. So, yeah, so I see you said send the information to your email. So if you would go in the further down in the Facebook page, there is a link for you to go in to sign up for the challenge. And from there, then you'll be able to get the emails that are coming for the challenge. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Thank you. All right. So again, I thank you guys so much for signing up for this challenge. I mean, all the people that reached out and that are joining, this is absolutely amazing. We are going to have an amazing time for the rest of this week. So just to recap what we're going to be doing for this week, let me go ahead on and remind everyone of what the rest of this week is going to look like for us. So let me go down here and okay, so of course today was day number one was our kickoff, and then we did the budget review in your goal setting. So you're going to go out there and write up a budget, looking at your budget for of this week and the remainder of the month. But keeping in mind that this week that we are only spending money on essential items, and also we're setting a goal for this week. So what when you set that goal for this, what are you going to take that once you save all this money this week, because you're not spending it on Starbucks and Amazon and Temu and all those other things. When you save all that money this week, then what are you going to take that and use that money for? What do you have in mind to use that for? Are you going to put it towards a debt? Is that going to be something that you're going to be working on your 3 to 6 months of emergency fund? Are you going to be using it for that? Or is there a major purchase that you have that you do need to make here in the very near future? Are you going to be putting it towards that? But whatever the case that is, I want you to make that clear and plain for yourself today, so that you'll have a target that you're shooting for, a focus that you're shooting for. And again, also in there, you have the review, the weekly sheet for you to write down what you're spending your money on, the essential items for this week. Okay. And then on tomorrow, we're going to be looking at the essentials versus the non-essentials. What is that? So that's going to be your focus on identifying what the essential expenses are and distinguishing them from the non-essentials. So look for your email on that. I'll have some tips on what is the difference between the two. And again, I want you to prioritize your spending on necessities and cut back on any non-essentials for this week. Okay, because our goal is at the end of the week for us to reach that goal that we set for ourselves and put it towards, where we want it to go. All right. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be looking at some mindful spending practices. Okay. So that is, what some tips on how you can save money on everyday expenses. What are some things that you can do to save some money in your everyday life? Because again, we're doing this for this week, but the hope is at the end of this week, once we've done this, these are things that you can take and use for the rest of your life. These are things that you can put into practice, that you can keep going with for the remainder of your life. Okay. And so don't forget, on Wednesday, we'll be going back live again on Wednesday. That's our momentum in the middle. We're going to keep up that momentum, keep going. All right. And then on day 4, we're going to be looking at some meal planning and some frugal living. Okay. And so when we're looking at that, we're going to be looking at what are some things that you could do to maybe declutter them closets. You got things in your closet that's been sitting in there forever that you don't use. Let's see if, maybe there's some things that we can sell to raise some money. Okay. We're also going to be looking at, some budget friendly meal planning techniques and strategies. So we're going to be looking at that. So that's going to be on Thursday. So look forward to some of those tips and tools to be coming out to you in the email as well. Okay. And then on day number 5, which is the last day of our challenge, we'll be going live again, but we'll have a special live where we'll actually be doing a Zoom for that day. So we'll be able to share with each other. We'll be able to talk in the Zoom. Talking. Here some of the things that you've been able to accomplish over the week. Be able to take any questions that you have, and just kind of get some feedback on how the challenge went for you for the week. But we're just going to reflect on your progress, share the experience, and then look at again how we can, as a community that have enrolled in the challenge, how we can move forward with sustaining what you've learned and what you've done over this last week. So again, I just thank each and every one of you who have reached out and joined the challenge. And like I said, it's not too late to join. So if you got some family or friends that still want to join the challenge, by all means, uh, send them on over, give them that link, pass the link along, and have them to come and join us. Okay. So again, day number 1 here today, we're looking at our budget and we're setting that goal for the week. All right. So go into your email, get those handouts, and finish your homework for tonight. And I will be getting the email out to you because there is no live for tomorrow, but there will be an email and some tips and tools in that email, and also some things that will help you with looking at your essentials and non-essentials. And then we'll be back here again on Wednesday for our Wednesday momentum. All right. So I am so glad, so glad, so glad. I'm excited for this challenge. I'm excited to see all of the breakthroughs that have happened throughout the week that we're going to have, on Friday. But until then, remember, set your goal, okay? And, do your homework, stay steadfast, and I will see you again on Wednesday. Don't forget to check your emails. And again, invite your friends to join us. Have a good night. Bye-bye.